everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So today is another fun kind of like just creative, let's try whatever kind of video. And it's going around YouTube right now. It's a trend where basically you mix different products that you have in your collection, whether it be your foundations, your concealers, your primers. I've seen people do their powders, their highlighters, like everything. So I am not quite as lucky or fortunate to have that many products as far as like what I can personally mix on myself. And I try to keep my professional kit that I use for other people separate from mine. So out of my little collection here, I was just going to try to mix a few things and kind of put my own spin on the trend right now. So without any further ado, we're going to do that. I'm going to mix just a few different little primers first, and then I have some L'Oreal Infallible Total Covers, some Pro Glows, a MAC Prolongwear Nourishing Waterproof, and Lancome Tinny Dole, Milani's Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1, and what else do I have here? Maybelline 24 Hour. And I think I'm going to mix a little bit of my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea in there, and then possibly some IT Cosmetics CC cream as well. So there's quite a few foundations. As far as primers go, I have my NYX Honey Dew Me Up, my MAC Strobe cream, a little bit of Hourglass Veil that I got a sample of, and then my Smashbox Pore Minimizing. And then for concealers, I'm probably going to mix my Tarte with my Kylie Jenner concealer, which I do anyway, Maybelline's Age Rewind Color Pop, and then of course my Bye Bye Under Eye with IT Cosmetics. So we have a ton of different things to play around with, and we're just going to get right into it. For primers, I'm just going to mix it on the back of my hands. I received these samples of Hourglass Mineral Primer, so I'm just going to kind of mix up a sample here. And then, of course, the Smashbox. So, yeah. I saw Nicole Guerriro doing this and a few other beauty bloggers, and it was really interesting. A lot of people actually really liked the results, especially with the foundation. So, I'm hoping for a win here. I don't know. We'll see. What I can tell you right away is my primer feels super hydrating, but really light. So far with my primers, it's awesome, and it feels really, really smooth and just, I don't know, I can't explain it. It feels really good. Okay, so I just applied a little bit of lip balm to my lips now to go with my freshly hydrated skin. I just want to grab a mirror real quick and look. So whatever was in my primers as far as pore minimizing has definitely reduced the size of my pores. The redness in my face is definitely starting to kind of disappear a bit because I do have quite a bit of redness. If you hear that noise, that's my kiddo in the background. And I definitely feel like my lines are more plumped and my skin feels really light and hydrated. And it's not super tacky, but it's also not sitting all at the top of the surface where I feel like it's just gonna slide right off my face. So let's get to mixing. I grabbed, like they had these fancies, these girls, like little glass jars. Now we're going old school ghetto fabulous, and we're gonna use a paper cup. I wish I had a red Solo cup. That would have been even better. But I'm going to mix a little bit of L'Oreal Infallible 205 and 206 together first. Just a like tiny squirt, because these girls were doing like seriously 20 pumps of foundation. And my bank account was just like, no. My bank account was crying. So now we're going to mix some MAC Prolongwear. Okay, the Infallible Total Cover in 305. This stuff's like really thick. Now we're going to take a pump of Tinny Dole, and this is in the color 330 Bisque. Mama's going light with that one because that's a high-end foundation for me. Milani's Conceal and Perfect in, I believe, light beige. Yep, light beige. Maybelline Super Stay 24 Hour in Warm Nude, which is another awesome favorite of mine. Maybelline, or excuse me, It Cosmetics CC Cream in Light. And then a drop of Tarte's Rainforest of the Sea in Light Neutral. And then there was another one I wanted to add in. I'm going to add a pop of the Huda Beauty Foundation in Toasted Coconut, since down to like the nitty gritty of that one. Okay, now the fun part, we get to mix it up. I'm going to take the back of my brush. This is an It Cosmetics flat top buffing brush, and we're just going to mix it up with the back. And let's start applying this onto the face. Okay guys, so this is super thick, but it is crazy because it really looks like a really good color and just overall coverage. It's insane. Let's see. I'm gonna like keep blending it out, and then I'm gonna go in with a beauty blender just to kind of like blend it down and see how it like starts to melt into the skin. But it is crazy. The cover, can you guys see this coverage? It's unreal. That I could have a total reaction to this and not be able to like open my eyes tomorrow, but for today it looks really good. It feels like spackle, you guys, and I'm guessing that a lot of that thickness is coming from the full coverage foundations that I have in this mixture. So let's go in now with a sponge. I'm going to use my dampen beauty blender just to kind of bounce this in and push this spackle deeper into my face. I'm looking up close and my skin looks super coveraged. Is that a word? Super coveraged, super covered, full coverage glam. My pores definitely look filled and blurred. They're not completely popping out of my face. They're not completely sucking up product either, to the point where I look like my skin is like dehydrated and nasty. Feeling the coverage. Now we have to go to another cup, and again, in keeping with our Ghetto Fabulosity, and I'm going to start mixing in some concealers. So the concealers are definitely harder because you do have these kind of doe foot applicators. So I'm just going to be kind of rubbing them into this side of the cup, and then we'll just kind of have to figure it out from there. But we've done the color pop. Now we're doing the Tarte Shape Tape. And Bye Bye Under Eye Illumination in the color Light, I believe. This is like really thick too. Oh my god. Okay, so we've got that. Some Kylie Cosmetics Bone Concealer. Got different undertones in the concealers today, guys. I'm also going to mix in a little bit of Clinique. I have Clinique's, let's see, Beyond Perfecting, which is technically a concealer and foundation. And so I'm going to mix in some Cream Whip. And see how that goes. What else do I have? I feel like I have another one here. Maybelline's Age Rewind. This one, I don't know how the heck I'm going to get this out. It's a sponge tip, but we're just going to have to... Okay, there we go. We got some of that. What else can I do? I think that's pretty much it. I do have some Laura Mercier here, but I'm like scared. I don't want to scrape it. What the heck? Let's do it. I'm actually going to pop a little bit of the Prolongwear again into here, because that's also a concealer as well as a foundation. I like these multi-use products. And then let's just scrape a little Laura Mercier. And I'm actually going to put that right on the back of my hand, and I'll mix it into the overall finish. I'm going to use my It Cosmetics under eye concealer, my dual-sided one, and just kind of mix this all together and see what happens. Oh my god, this is so crazy, you guys. So it's such a weird consistency. It's creamy, but it's liquidy. It's hydrating. It's mattifying. Okay, so we have it on, and I'm going to do like I normally would with my routine, and I'm going to use a Morphe fluffy G40 brush, and we're just going to kind of buff this in first, and then again set it with a beauty blender. Oh god, this is like, feels like a whole nother layer of foundation. Brightness, I look like a mime. Okay, let's see if I can blend this down with that beauty blender sponge now. Use this. Holy, under eye brightness though. I'm feeling that. If this works out, man, I don't know. I'm gonna be like mixing shit all the time. I'll be like running out of makeup so much faster. Come in with a little more foundation just to blend it out. RCMA No Color Powder. And I'm going to pop that onto my Morphe Beauty Sponge and just start working that under my eyes. And my forehead. My chin. Okay, so now we have our bake going on, and we are gonna set this baby. I don't know how well it's gonna set. We'll see what happens. But I'm going through right now, just kind of looking at what I want to use for shadows. And I think today I'm gonna go back into my Dare to Create 39A from Morphe, and I don't know, I'm feeling some green vibes, so I'm thinking maybe some warm tones in the crease and then some of these fun kind of green colors here. And then I also have this beautiful frosted green from the Juvia's Place. This is the Nubian 2 palette, and this is the green right here. So I'm thinking of incorporating that somehow too. So I'm going to fast forward through the eye portion and all of that, and then we'll meet back at the end to see how this mask of wonders is going to hold up. So stay tuned.
She ain't real. She ain't gonna be able to love you like I will. She is a stranger. You and I have history, or don't you remember? Sure, she's got it all. But baby, is that really what you want? Blessed up, so you got your head in the clouds. You made a fool out of you, and boy, she's bringing you down. She made your heart melt, but you're cold to the core. Now rumor has it she ain't got your love anymore. Rumor has it. Rumor has it. She is half your age, but I'm guessing that's the reason that you stayed. I heard you've been missing me. You've been telling people things you shouldn't be. Like when we creep out and she ain't around. Haven't you heard the rumors? Let's just let your soul, you got your head in the clouds. You made a fool out of me, and boy, I'm bringing
one thing I've noticed, I really love my Maybelline Curvitude liquid liner, but sometimes it can dry with a little bit of a glossy wet finish, which I do like, but then sometimes for something really smoky like this, I want it matte. So I've been taking just a black matte shadow. I really love the one from the Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions because it's like super matte and dark, and just take an angled brush. This is a small angled brush from e.l.f. Cosmetics, and just kind of press this on top of the liner that you've already placed, but now obviously mattifying it by using just a dark matte shadow. And I like the small angled brush because you can get in there really precisely without completely disturbing the liner that you put down and without making a huge mess. I think the smaller the brush, the better it is, because you don't want to have too much fallout when you do this. For mascara, I'm going to use the Lash Sensational today, and then for brows today, we're going to do Anastasia's Dip Brow, but we're going to kind of pop through that. I'm going to do that off camera since that's the boring stuff, and then we'll be back to finish our face. Okay guys, so we have our brows on and set, and now we're going to go in and just kind of finish up the rest of the face. So I'm going to go back to my beauty sponge and take my NYX No Filter powder and just kind of warm some of that into my sponge. And I'm just going to press this underneath my eyes to really, again, sharpen my under eye look. I want to kind of cover up a little bit of the translucent powder, even though with the RCMA, I find there's really not a whole lot of flashback, but this will just give a little added dimension of brightness and not having to go in the translucent family. We're going to use for contour today, again, my Makeup Revolution Pro HD Contour Palette. So I'm going to kind of zoom through that because you guys know the drill already.
There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you.
I'm here. I am present. I am full coverage. I love it. All right, going in with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer just to warm up the entire perimeter of my face. So for blush today, I'm going to take a mix of my Milani's Coral Cove Powder Blush and then also some L'Oreal True Match. I believe this is the color Apricot Kiss. Start at the apple and then kind of bring it up and pop it on there. And sticking with the warm family and all the beautiful colors we have on our face, I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Master Chrome Molten Gold. And I'm going to go back to that diamond sponge. And if you look closely on here, they have like different kind of ridges where each of the points are. And so I just kind of place my highlighter right into that ridge area, tap it out a little, and we're just going to press this onto the high point of the cheekbone. I like the pointed fine tip too because you can get right onto the tip of the nose with it and right down the bridge of the nose. Cupid's bow. And right at the chin. Yes, I love it. And I'm also going to use this to highlight the inner corner of my eye. I'm just going to grab a small detail brush and just highlight right on the tear duct area because I feel like with the dark smoky look, you need a little highlight here. Let's set with our Skindinavia finishing spray. Okay guys, so now that we are set, I'm going to go in with my Maybelline, this is Seductress, the Superstay Matte Ink Lipstick. I'm not going to show you guys that because it's kind of boring, but I'm also going to use my natural lip liner from NYX Cosmetics. And I never put my mascara on, so I got to go and do that real quick, but I'll be back in 3, 2, okay guys, so this is the finished look and I am not hating it at all. I really like it. I'm shook. I'm shook, shocked, shook, if all of the above. I could not believe that like piling on all this freaking makeup could actually look decent. Even though I saw other people do it and like the finished result wasn't bad at all. I was just kind of like, did they tweak it for the camera? Did they make it look better than it really was? But truthfully, no, it came out really cool. I did not have any burning sensations like others, but I'm sure it could happen depending on, you know, your skin and different ingredients. I really was expecting a chemical combustion, but that did not happen. So super feeling it. Probably wouldn't do it every single day, but maybe for like a fun night out on the town. The only issue I have is the concealer, I'm not gonna lie. As far as the primer and the foundation, I really love it. The concealer is just one thing I'm a little afraid of. Like I keep kind of going in and just, you know, touching it up and trying to make sure it's not clumping, but I do feel a little bit of creasing, and I think it's because some of my concealers are so full coverage, thick like spackle, and then others are so thin and sheer, so I don't know if the mixture had anything to do with it, or if it's just because maybe I just put way too much on. But it's not horrible by any means. I would still probably mix like 1 or 2 concealers, but not like 10. So, but anyway, I really like it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this challenge, if you will. And now I'm going to challenge you guys to go ahead and go into your collections, no matter what it is, drugstore, tinted moisturizers, primers, whatever you want to mix, and mix it all together and let me know how it goes. Comment down below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I'll also put my other social media and a few of the products that I use down below, so if you guys have any questions. I hope you enjoyed this eye look today, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again really soon.